Okay, I feel like I'm gonna need about 5 different disclaimers for today's video. Welcome back, everyone. Today we are talking about planner trends, what's in and what's out for 2024. So listen, before we jump into this video, I need you to watch with an open mind and understand that these are just people's opinions, and this is in no way an attack on how you plan, how you don't plan, what you use, what you don't use, what you choose to purchase, or what you choose not to purchase. At the end of the day, you have to do what works for you. But I thought that this would be a relevant discussion because I feel like we're seeing a lot of shifts in the planner community. I also feel like we're always going to see shifts in the planner community, right? Trends come and go just like they do with clothing, music, the same thing with planners, pens, and paper. Okay, so I threw up a question box over on my Instagram and I asked you guys, what do you think some of the trends are that are coming, going, trends that need to leave forever, and so on? And you guys did not disappoint. I have a very big list here. And as usual, I'm also going to chime in with some of my own personal thoughts. Again, these are thoughts, opinions, not attacks. Keep using what works for you. It is not that serious. Okay, first one, trends that are in. The biggest one was the Sterling Ink Common Planner and the Hobonichi, all the Hobonichis. And I 1000% agree with these planners being sort of very trendy and in style, if you will, right now. I just feel like bound books in general are just making a huge comeback. For the longest time, this community was very, very stuck on always wanting to be in a spiral or rings, or if you were hardcore spiral, it had to fold back on itself. There was a convenience just in that specific utilization of a spiral bound planner. I really think that with the emergence of bound books and the variety of bound books, you're going to see a lot more uses of them. Hobonichi is no stranger to the planner community, so it's really just no surprise to me that it's just like rapidly growing in popularity as people try to really downsize their systems. A lot of their books come in sort of a everything you need in one book type of book. So it just kind of makes sense. And Sterling Ink kind of came along with their own version of very similar to Hobonichi planners, like Hobonichi adjacent, if you will. And I think that they just kind of offer just enough a variety of what Hobonichi offers. If you're not really a fan of the Hobonichi colors, layout, font, things like that, you almost have like an option B. And it's great, especially for those of us who love the Tomoe River paper. I love this next one because this was actually like one of the top things that was out/in. So a lot of you believe that minimalism is in and the over consumerism in the planner community is 100% out. I am also one of those people who thinks that. I'm also one of those people who has participated in over consumerism. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, I know you have seen my haul videos and I have purchased more stickers than one can use in a lifetime. But I would say that over the last year, I have seen the shift to buying less, using what you have, more pen, paper, highlighter, less like buying 500 rolls of washi. Again, if that just bothered you, refer to the disclaimer at the beginning of the video. But I think that there's a lot of things at play here that are getting us to that point of using what we have, buying less, being a little bit more selective instead of running to every flash sale, every group sale, every sale in general, every launch. It feels like in our community there is a launch literally every single week. If it's not $2 Tuesday, it's $3 Thursday, it's Flashback Friday. I think even like Planner Kate, not to like attack any brand specifically, has like a Warehouse Wednesday. So you know that these sales are just constantly like, they're just almost like on a cycle, right? You just know that every day there's a place to get a deal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that every day there's a place that you need to make a purchase. And I think that in this economy too, we're all just starting to realize like maybe we need to pump the brakes on the amount of items that we're purchasing and really just kind of taking a look at what we already have and using that up first, because At the end of the day, washi tape doesn't last forever. Stickers start to go stale after a while. They can be hard to remove from the paper, and you really start to see like that tangible dollar value just kind of flying out the window, right? You've spent hundreds of dollars, some folks thousands of dollars on planner supplies that you don't even get to use because you had so much of it. So honestly, for me, especially with moving recently and having to get rid of so much excess, it was disgusting the amount of things that I needed to donate or just gift to friends and different organizations, because there was just no way I was going to use it. And if I wasn't going to use it, I wasn't going to move it to our new location. So it was just a huge wake-up call of the amount of stuff that I had. And in that move, I realized I didn't want all this stuff, and I really wanted to get like bare bones down to just what I was going to use and actually use on a weekly and sometimes daily basis. So I'm 100% on board with buying less and just using up what you have. And if it's just markers and a couple of rolls of washi tape that you have, then that's what's going to work. If you need all the stickers, then that's what's going to work for you. And on the topic of stickers, the next biggest trend that is believed to be out the door is sticker kits. And this is going to be another one that I 100% agree with. And also, as someone who has consumed and purchased, I've lost track of how many sticker kits I've purchased, but I really think that gone are the days of, you know, no white space stickers, right? Again, so that there's like hardly any paper visible. It's covered in full boxes, quarter boxes, half boxes, a sticker for literally every event in your life. And again, that works for some people because things move around a lot, and a good repositionable sticker is exactly what you're gonna need. But going back to the previous trend, you could always use some whiteout. I don't know, whiteout is a little less expensive than multiple kits. But anyway, kits in general can cost upwards of at least $5 per week, right? We're not even, if I had to get out the calculator, it would get majorly depressing over here. It's a lot of money to use kits for every single week. Now, obviously, you don't have to use an entire kit for every single week. You can make a week stretch, but on this particular topic, I really do think that kits in general, just the way the planner community is evolving, you're going to see more journaling kits, more like little decorative pieces, and not necessarily box shapes. You're going to see like just the, almost what was once just the add-ons is going to be the kits. And if I can pop up a few examples here, I'll throw a few up here, but these are some good examples of how you can decorate your planner without necessarily purchasing a lot of sheets for kits. And I think you've also seen shops adapt to that over the last year as they've introduced different journaling kits and less kits that you see in just about every shop for your weekly use. I just think that you're seeing a variety of different planning styles, which has just been fantastic. Okay, I think that this next trend falls right in line with overconsumerism, but I think that you're going to see less planner stacks. So back in the day, you would really see, even as recent as a couple of years ago, you would see people with stacks of planners. They had like 6, 7, 8, 9 planners that they used. Again, if that works for you, it works for you. But I do think that you're going to see a lot less of it. You're going to see people really trimming down their systems and streamlining things and realizing that maybe they don't need a separate planner just to write in their blood pressure. Maybe they can find a way to incorporate that in a monthly view in a current planner that they're using. I'm just using that as an example, as someone who has used a planner specifically just for health things. Again, in my particular instance, I'm a creator. I don't need my health things like all over the internet. So of course I kept it in a separate book. But for someone who's not posting their planner every day on the internet, then they may realize that they can consolidate all of that information into another book and reduce those huge stacks of planners. I feel like I'm on my way to really being one planner, maybe even just 2, and that is it. At one point, I think I used 4 or 5 different planners at a time, but again, I think going back to what this economy is, what it is here in the United States, it can be really hard to justify needing to use just that many. But of course, you don't have to justify it to anyone. If that's what you need, that's what you need to plan and organize. And for some people, really compartmentalizing how they plan and putting things in separate books all over the place works. I learned for me that I was losing track of literally everything because I was separating and piecemealing out things so much that I couldn't find what book it was in. And then again, going back to moving, I was just like, this is pure chaos. And I don't like it. Okay, the next trend was less planning, more journaling. I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. I still think that there is space in this community for a whole lot of planning, but I do think that you're going to see a lot more creative style planning, not necessarily just always vertical planning or hourly planning. I think that you're going to see a combination of people integrating journaling and being just a little bit more creative with their planning, as opposed to just sticking to, if this is a daily page, this is exactly how I'm going to use it. If this is a weekly page, this is exactly how I'm going to use it. Honestly, I think the trend is just a lot more individualism across the board in our community. You're going to see a lot less of everyone doing the exact same thing and everyone just truly being very expressive with how they plan and how it fits their personality and how it fits their lifestyle. And again, to me, that is like truly refreshing. I felt like when I look and scroll through my own Instagram feed, I saw a lot of just spreads that were literally the exact same thing week after week, month after month, with just different themes of sticker kits. And now I just kind of take I would say almost each week for what it is. And one week is just like bare bones, just pen and highlighter. And other weeks I'm like, it's a holiday week. And I, like in my last video, I remember that I had a Halloween kit from last year. And I decided to use that. I'm honestly really proud of the decision that I made to not purchase any Halloween kits. The back of my mind, I knew that I already had them and there was no need to purchase any more. But that being said, even in my daily pages, I don't keep my daily pages in my planner so structured where I don't leave room for actual thoughts and memories and things like that. And I really think that this also falls in line with the type of planner that you're using. If those pages in that room doesn't exist in your planner, then maybe you're not really seeing that more creative, like free flow side of planning. And you're just kind of sticking to what the page is exactly for. Again, if that works for you, I love that for you. Okay, now this trend idea that someone sent in, I was honestly shocked by because it's a trend that I have personally never loved. But they think that metallics are making a comeback for 2024. I have never been one to love any type of foil, chrome, anything, like get it away from my planner. But this person really did state that they see it a lot in fashion, so they think that maybe we're gonna see it in planners more. In my personal opinion, I really think that if you've always been a foil and metallics person, you're still using it anyway. I don't really think that it's a trend that ever really left. It might just not be as popular as it once was. For me personally, I'm not a foil person. I don't even like the glittery pens or the metallic pens. Those aren't really my thing, but I do know that a lot of people love them. Now, I will say this, there are some fountain pen inks that kind of resemble like that metallic sort of look. I think those are really beautiful. Would I use them every single day in my planner? Probably not. Okay, this next trend was touched on in a previous topic, and a lot of you seem to think that the trend for 2024 is that coils are just out. And I kind of agree with that. I think that there's so much being offered in our community that is so great, and it's not always on a coil. Now, specifically talking about coils, I really think that Wire O planners, those are out. You even saw that change with Moxie Life. They switched over to a coil planner. I think the only time you're really going to see Wire O binding is really going to be on the shelves in your like brick and mortar stores like Walmart and Target. I think that those are just more mass produced, and so they are easier to put together on a Wire O, at least from my understanding, whereas coil can take a little bit more time and is at a slightly higher price point. And I say slightly, we're talking like 2 to 3 times as much. Your average planner at Target or Walmart is going to be about $20, right? And most of the planners that you see within our community are well over the $50 price mark, some well over the $75 price mark. So I do think that price plays a role in it, but I agree with this trend opinion, which is that I think more bound books are really going to be the 2024 trend. I know for me, it took many years for me to feel comfortable in a bound book. I used to be one of those people who wanted my planner to fold on itself, and I didn't like the Tomoe River paper for a little while. It was just not for me. I found it too difficult to work with, and honestly, after some self-reflection, I realized it was more of a me problem and not necessarily the paper. So I think that there's just so many unique and wonderful planner brands out there offering like a different style of planning, and the more that we see those, the more that we're going to see people within our community trying them. And I think that's beautiful. I love to see new and different things within our community. Is it for everybody? Probably not. Most people are just going to use and gravitate towards what they know, what their comfort level is at, and pretty much what they've already invested in planning wise. So if you bought a bunch of A5 kits for all of 2024 and suddenly you're like, no, I want to be in a pocket, I would probably just stick with the A5 because you've already spent the money on all of that, right? Why go switch the whole thing anyway? Okay, so the next trend was less planner hopping in 2024. And I agree with this as well. And I hope to be one of those people that does a lot less planner hopping because my God. One, it's expensive to jump planners so much, but one of the planners that I think I'm really gonna enjoy sticking with, you guys will see in a future video in a setup, but I really think planner hopping is it gets pricey. Again, just the over consumerism of it, having to constantly buy planners. I will say, I know that some people, especially like myself, I love to buy new planners that I don't always keep or use because I like to review them and share my thoughts with you guys. So I know that there's this is like, I hate seeing people buy so many planners and try so many things. Well, for some of us, it's pretty much a part of the job, right? So I'm probably still going to purchase and review planners in the future, but I usually donate or give them away to friends who might find better use for them than back there on my shelves. So, and you'll notice that a lot less. I don't typically have a lot of planners behind me anymore because I don't keep them. I try to send them off to someone who will actually use them instead of wasting them. But I do think that you're going to see a lot less planner hopping. I think you're going to see a lot of people really try to stay in their systems for the entire year. It's just, again, easier on the wallet, easier on the brain. I don't know. And there's something about, like, my planner's way out of reach for me, but there is this sense of accomplishment when you do stay in one book for the entire year, as opposed to trying to like back plan months at a time to get like all of your crap in one book. It's not very sustainable, and that's something that I have also had to learn over the years. I'm definitely not a perfect planner. I have tried everything under the sun. I used to be of the mindset that if I was given a planner or if I bought a new planner, I absolutely had to try it out for a few months, and next thing you know, I had a planner stack of like 10 planners of the different things that I've tried throughout the year. And I'm just kind of done with that. Also, if you hear my dog snoring in the background, I'm kind of not sorry. This is also his space. So this is also Loki's office. And he is not going to tone down any of his snoring for us. A lot of you guys had a lot of opinions about stickers. So the next trend that you guys feel that is in and out is stickers in general. I was like, wow, this is brutal. But I get it. I think a lot of people feel that it's time for pen and marker to come back, right? It feels a lot more relatable is not the word that is coming. Like I can't quite describe it, but it is not in everyone's budgets or plans to purchase a sticker for every single event ever put in your planner. I think we're kind of it kind of reminds me of when I initially joined the planner community and there were maybe 5 sticker shops like that actually sold regularly like planner stickers and things like that. And so a lot of people had to get creative with the things that they already had. And usually that was washi tape, some type of Avery label that they colored to make whatever sticker that they wanted, or they had to cut out different shapes out of things. Remember when people would make like washi shapes to be stickers, and they would like sell those. Like, people truly were at like this peak of creativity. Now it's like, I need a sticker that shows when I'm playing my Switch. There's a sticker for that, right? There's a sticker for when you're cleaning your toilet. There's a sticker for when you're doing groceries, when you're meal planning, when you're at work. There's a sticker for everything. That can get expensive to buy all of those stickers. It's just a lot, and I kind of agree. I love kind of my weeks in my planner where it really is just pen and a Tombow marker, and it feels like we're just getting back to basics in planning. I really think overall that's the trend that we're headed down, right? Just back to basics. You're picking those 1 or 2 planners, you're planning and you're journaling and you're memory keeping, and it's all in one place. Your planning style doesn't necessarily look like the next picture we scroll on Instagram, because you've kind of found, you know, what your actual individual style is, not what social media is telling you it needs to look like. And I think honestly, that overall sums up where we're going in this community for 2024. Those are some of my thoughts and yours, but I would love to hear your thoughts as you've watched this video. If you agree, disagree, those types of things, any other thoughts that you might have, drop them down below in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it didn't ruffle too many feathers. I saw there were some, I will say this much, there were some much stronger opinions that I just chose not to share, because I was like, some of y'all are choosing violence and we're not going there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.